Hey, Raider Nation, how are you guys doing? And happy Friday! hey. Welcome to another great episode of The Unfiltered Truth. I'm your host, Phil Jones. That's my boy, Phil Robinson.
Yes, sir.
Day 4 training camp. We got some things to dive into. I know some folks are like, well, Raiders are on NFL Network for training camp. Well, we got the goods.
The goods.
We got the goods. Yeah. We going to give it to y'all tonight. Phil, where you want to start?
At the beginning. Take us way back into time.
I mean, you talking about back in the time. You talking about back in time, like, today. You talking about somebody, retiring because they didn't want to get a certain thing. Or we want to talk about Gus Bradley and his presser. We got so many things to talk about, bruh.
I'd like to hear from a real defensive coordinator. What did a real defensive coordinator have to say about this defense's personnel, about the effort that they put in, about all of that?
Hey, I'm gonna just tell you this: the stuff that I heard from Gus Bradley today makes me feel that he's reassuring that, hey, this guy right here, that guy right there, that guy over there, if they can do something good, we're gonna get them on the field. So, all them times we used to say, how come we're not seeing Isaiah Johnson out there on the field at corner and he's doing an excellent job when he finally gets out there? Or when we would have Chris Smith come out there for a few snaps and we're like, well, why is he not getting the reps that he should be getting? And this man's getting pressure. He actually got a sack before that guy. Gus Bradley's going to get his ass out there. I mean, we don't got Chris Smith anymore. He's with the Ravens. But what I'm saying is, if you're good, if you can do something good in a certain package, damn it, he's going to get you out there. It's not going to be, we're going to send him on the back burner and wait, miraculously, week 14 we decide to play him and we should have played him this whole year. No, it's not going to be like that anymore.
Nope.
Gus Bradley is going to use you to the fullest potential that you have. You will not be sitting on that bench the whole damn time drinking Gatorade. You will not be sitting around twiddling your thumbs. Your ass is going to be out there playing football. If I need you in a 4-2-5 and I know you can get the shit done right, your ass is going out there. If I know you can go out in the 43 defense, you can be a good blitzer, I want you to go out there. If I know you can do some good coverage skills, nickel or dime package, cover 3, cover 2, Gus Bradley wants you out there. And I know I want to hear from some of you guys in the comment section. How do you guys feel about this? I know this is like, thank you. We have a defensive coordinator that is willing to do everything to make sure that we can have success.
It's a beautiful thing. You love to hear it. You love to see it. It should be encouraging to every player on this roster to know that even if you're not one of the core guys, even if you're not one of the starters, if you come in, you put the work, and you show that you're grasping concepts, that you will get some playing time somewhere. And that's great for morale, and that's exactly what he said. And it makes everybody want to pay attention, want to work that much harder, want to come in and perform. And that's really what it's all about, is performing, producing, and making the most of your abilities in this defense, showing that you belong, showing that you grasp the concept, showing that you can do what it is that they're asking you to do. And like John Davis said, no more scholarships, no more we only play certain guys. Everybody will get a chance to play if you perform.
That's how it should be. You know, I love hearing. I love this right here. Oh, there we go. That pass rush, having enough edge rushers is going to pay off. Yes, Jeff Smith, you're absolutely right. Looking at the guys that we have, we can go from Yannick, you can go from Max Crosby, Solomon Thomas. That's right. You know, we thought Solomon Thomas was going to be the guy that we have inside, and it looks like he's going to be the guy that we have on the outside. I think there are folks that are skeptical about him. And the thing about it, he's going to be working with guys that can critique his game, and he's going to step up his game on a whole different level. I think for the past couple of years, for him being in the league, I think he can get it done. He's a tad bit faster, and he's stronger. And he can bend better than a certain person.
Yeah, don't forget about Malcolm Coombs.
Oh, I haven't forgot about Mr. Malcolm Coombs.
They like Malcolm.
No. And this man has added muscle, and he's still maintaining his speed. How many years were we asking Arden Key to do that? About what, 3 years?
Yep.
3 years we asked Arden Key to do that, and Arden Key couldn't get it done. It was shoulda, coulda, woulda, or I was almost there, and almost ain't cutting it.
I've never seen anybody gain weight riding a bicycle in the pool. Never seen it.
You usually losing weight, man.
Yeah,
what's up? How you doing? Yeah, hey. I'm telling you this.
You get no argument from me, District.
No, you speaking.
No argument from me.
That's facts.
Yeah.
No, like I said, Arden Key was not the guy. That's why he's gone. But the guys that we have on this D line it's an upgrade. I know there's some folks that are saying this, and this, but I'm like, if you don't know the background on this player and what they can do, keep your mouth shut. The guys we have, even coming down to some of the rookies, I'm going to say this. We have some good players. What I mean by good players, it's not like we're going to have elite players right off the bat, but we have good players that can get the job done. And that's the thing we didn't have these past 3 years, for a long time. Guys can come in that can stop the run, guys that can come in, create pressure, stop the pass. And you look at the linebacking core. Phil, Nicholas Morrow.
They're expecting big things out of him. Nicholas Morrow's being set up to be the guy, the communicator, the heart and soul of that defense. They also are switching Corey Littleton's position and kicking him back inside, asking him to stop the run instead of covering the pass. Shortening his zone, shortening his drops, making it so that he can use his speed to get to the ball faster rather than having to take up space and cover space. Little things, little tweaks, because we all saw how much Littleton struggled last year and what he looked like when he came from the Rams. And those were two different guys, and the only difference being was scheme.
Now, since you have that, now what's the whole thing right here is, what about Kiwakowski?
Yeah, so Kiwakowski, it really comes down to what type of sets they're running. Kiwakowski is not quite as fast as the other two guys, but he's a better block shedder and a tackler. So it also goes back to what Bradley was saying. You come in, you put the work in, you excel, so they'll find a way to get you on the field. And Kwiatkowski was not a bad player. He had some injury issues last year. And overall, I was pleased with what you got from him when out there playing. So but Pats haven't come on yet. And once Pats come on, all of a sudden players that you thought were great in shorts running around playing two-hand patsy don't look so hot anymore. And one thing you got to do in Bradley's defense, not make mental mistakes, and most importantly, you got to hit.
So here's my thing. I have a feeling that if you go into like your normal 4-3 defense, you're going to end up seeing Kiwakowski.
Yep.
I think when it comes down to your base nickel, no, you know what? Remember, that's the other thing I can say. You know that Bradley will run like some 3-4 packages. So there's a chance you will see Kiwakowski back out there. I don't think you're going to see him. I think they're going to try to split it as best as possible, but they're going to make sure he gets a good workload. I think the main problem that's been with the Raiders is coverage. We know that Nicholas Morrow, he's pretty good at coverage. We know that Littleton, if you go back to the Rams, he was good inside with coverage when he first got his opportunity. So that being said, maybe that the glimpses that we're getting out here, we're seeing guys that are in certain pass coverage packages.
And a name of mystery, one that has been shrouded in darkness and clouds. A name to look out for was brought up in the press conference with Bradley. Tanner Muse has made an appearance, has made a sighting. Most importantly, Tanner Muse has made an impression on Gus Bradley.
Y'all heard it right here. Tanner Muse is alive
and well. Not a bum. Not a bum. You heard it from Bradley. His speed is enticing. It's eye-catching. It pops. It makes you want to see more. It's what stuck out from him while playing at Clemson, and it's what's sticking out now. And so in this new defense, with this new defensive coordinator with a new opportunity, Tanner Muse is making a name for himself. And Bradley is eager to see what he has when the pads come on.
Like I said, Tanner Muse is not messing around, you guys. He lost valuable time last year. You know, you didn't have the proper training camp. You couldn't get in the weight room.
Hurt himself.
And Paul Gunther didn't know how to use him.
Hurt himself.
And Gunther didn't know how to use him either.
That's not fair to say because Gunther didn't know how to use a lot of people on this team.
I'm just throwing it out there. But the fact of the matter is, with him healthy, whoo.
Javin White was out there running with the ones, trying to show what he can do. And I've been excited about Javin White. I wanted to see that young man put on probably about 10, 15 pounds and see what he could do. I thought that he could be dynamite as a strong safety. They're looking at him as a linebacker. And if he could get to about 225, 230, I would be very interested in seeing what he can do. What he will do, not what he can do, what he will do.
And see, here's the one thing right here. You have to look at the Raiders' opponents of who they're going to be facing this year. Week 1, right off the bat, you got the Ravens, and you're looking at, damn, I need linebackers that have speed, edge rushers that have speed.
And size.
Exactly, because I'm dealing with Lamar Jackson. Then I'm also dealing with that plethora of running backs that they have.
The tight ends.
Week 2.
The Bird.
Woo! Week 2, Pittsburgh. And you know you're going to have to really get, what's that guy from Bama? That guy
Najee Harris. Antioch's finest berry of bread.
And you know he's nasty, bro. You got to swarm on him fast.
You're going to get embarrassed by Najee Harris one-on-one.
You cannot allow that man to cut. Once he makes that first cut, it's done. So that's what I'm saying. You need guys that are going to fly. Who has the ball? They have to fly quick, fast, in a hurry. And they have to be smart, and they have to be quick reactors.
And tackle.
Properly.
Tackle.
Properly.
It would be nice to be properly, but I don't care how they do it as long as they get them on the ground where they made contact.
No, you ain't lying about that.
I would prefer it be properly. Would prefer a nice textbook tackle, but you got to do what you got to do.
Well, what I mean by tackling properly, I throw the example of how Damon Arnett made a tackle, but this man ended up getting a concussion.
Knocked himself out. Not just a concussion. He took a nap.
Well, no, he not. What's the definition of two birds, one stone?
Ooh.
My man took out him and Frank Gore.
That was doing something now. Now to take out Frank Gore is no easy feat. Now I know Frank Gore getting up there in age, but the inconvenient truth has gone to battle on more than one occasion and emerged victorious.
Yes. Yes. You got to lay the hammer on Lamar. And this is one thing that has been killing us for years. Because the league, them refs be like, come on, I dare you. I double dog dare you. But
I agree with the first part and disagree with the second. If you hurt other players in the course of a game because you are too physically aggressive for them, you are bringing it to them a little too tough, and they just can't seem to withstand the amount of pressure that they're applying, and that's their bad.
No, you know what I'm looking at with that? I'm looking at a certain person, launching himself and hurting his teammates.
No, you definitely, well, you look at Jonathan Abram, and at this point, Jonathan Abram looks like a different man. Looks like he's done a lot of maturing in the last year. He's looking like he's on the right page, and somebody's got in his ear and let him know that, you got to do what you're supposed to do. Otherwise, you ain't going to play.
And he's been calm. I know it's the first week. He's been calm. He ain't running his mouth. He just sitting there. Like I said last night, watching, listening, learning. And Abram, if he continues to do that, that's going to be the game changer with his game. With him, and you know what's funny about that? That was the same thing that Steve Atwater told me.
Mm-hmm.
He understands that, I get it. You like the tenacity, you like the fire from him, but the thing of it is sometimes you gotta slow it down. You gotta focus and just lock in. Then you can jump right into that again. But having that discipline, Atwater was saying that, Abrams can get it done.
You got to do what the coach asks you to do. That was what Abrams said himself. I'm going to do whatever it is that the team needs me to do, whatever it is that I'm asked to do to the best of my abilities.
He said he's going to do what the team asked him to do?
Whatever the coach asked me to do to the best of my abilities. And really, if you go back and look, that was all that he really needs to do. The ability is there. The desire is there. The intangibles are there. said this is probably the easiest, well, like you and I have been saying all offseason, this is probably the easiest set of issues to fix. Shut up, listen, and do your damn job.
You know how long we've been asking that? We've been saying that. It hasn't just been the off season. We were saying this shit last year and the year before. But as we said in the all season, when we had hired Gus Bradley, there was going to be discipline.
Yep.
There was going to be a leader of men. And because you have a leader of men in Gus Bradley, the younger guys, they're not running around doing their own shit.
Nope.
They're like, okay, what do you need me to do, coach? You just need me to stay back and cover the zone? Okay. You want me to come up to the box? Okay. Whatever you need me to do. And like you said, you heard Abram came out and said that, and that's what you love to hear. And because now that has been instilled into their mindset, this feels good, Phil. We actually have things starting to becoming. It sounds like these guys are starting to become competent.
Order. You have order. You have discipline. You have a regimen. You have a defense that is practicing. That is reinforcing what they practiced all off season long, so that when they got to training camp, there is no surprises. So as Gus Bradley said, you can eliminate thinking. Guys aren't coming out here trying to think. They're just coming out here trying to play and play faster. They have their keys that they're looking for and working off of. They have the basic concepts of the defense down. They have the plays down. They're running the same plays that they've been studying all off season ever since OTAs, and it should theoretically all be coming together and providing them with an opportunity to go out and compete individually and as a team. And you can't get better until everybody is competing together. Not everybody is trying to figure out what the hell they're doing at the same time. And a couple of guys are free to go out there and compete because they're the only players that seem to know what the hell's going on.
Exactly.
Your veterans are teaching guys the system. Your veterans are showing guys where they need to be and acting as a coach on the field. And that was what Gunther tried to do, but the guys that he brought in, the Leon Halls, the Reggie Nelson, it just didn't work.
They're 55 years old and shit out there?
It just didn't work. When you bring in a veteran, you got to bring in a guy who can do more than just tell you what to do. You got to bring in a guy who can show you what to do. And with everybody hitting their fitness goals, their off-season gains, their weights, their strength, achieving their strength development, and now being free to just come in and play, and I'm not going to say that they're not challenging each other mentally, but you're not trying to install 400 new plays in 2 days, then go out and execute those 400 plays you just learned and compete while you're doing all at the same time. That's a little much. That's a little much for young players to do. That's a little bit much for certain veterans. And so the guys that you see who do well were able to do it, and the guys that you were worried about are the guys who weren't. But this is a different offseason. This is a different defense. This is a different coach. And the way that he's coaching this team, everybody is bought in. Everybody's sticking to it. And everybody is on the same page working towards the same goal. They're not trying to compete against each other. They're trying to push each other through competition. You can't ask for more from a football team. Now, where that turns up at the end of this year remains to be seen. I'm not going to say they're going to be the greatest defense in the world. I'm not going to say they're going to be top 15. But I feel confident in saying that they won't be in the bottom third either.
Look, I put it like this. The way you hear Gus Bradley addressed everybody today, and just from what you've been hearing on the field at practice, this is something that the Raiders have not had from their defensive coaches, like their defensive coordinator, in years, in decades, really.
Look at his whole demeanor through the press conference, Phil. I mean, just in answering random questions, he's got a smile on his face. He's excited about it. He's got positive things to say about all his players. He genuinely looks and sounds like a guy. Like if you were going to sit down with one of these guys right here, Sierra Nevada, big IPA, and talk football with, you and Gus Bradley would sit down and hours would go by before you looked up and realized, yo, we've been here for a long ass time knocking down these beers talking football.
Right. Man, don't let it happen with me, bro.
Yeah, I got you here. We are about to get all the way into it. I'm going to learn everything about your defense that there is to know. And then, well, hell, if I can, I may even make a suggestion or two.
I ain't gonna lie, bro, because if that happened, and if let's say 7 o'clock, we ain't getting done talking probably like till 2 in the morning, bro. That's how I am.
Getting ham.
2 in the morning, bro. We gonna just talk it up. But, and I think the other thing that Gus Bradley's figuring out, we say these players like from this, from the past 2 seasons, they're not good on this defense. They're terrible, the horrendous. We only got one okay, decent piece. I think everything that you heard was just completely wrong, and that you just needed to have the better coach to guide them. Maybe, to be honest, let's be real, I think maybe these guys are way better than what we all thought. These guys can actually be a top 15 defense. I didn't say that last year because I was like, we can at least be like 20th, maybe 19th. But looking at the guys that are around Gus Bradley, they can really change their game. And I'm gonna shut this down right here. So, yes, we did have the least amount of stacks since 2018 with having Rod Marinelli. But the thing about it, Rod Marinelli is running the stunts that were given to him from, you guessed it, Paul Gunther.
Paul Dumpster. That's what Jeff Smith called him.
Oh, shit. And the other thing about it, if you realize 2019, they weren't doing the stunts that Paul had them doing in 2020. If you look at it, 2018, you understand why they struggled now. It was the stunts that Paul Gunther wanted them to run. 2019, damn, I say coach's name.
Buck.
Wow, I literally hit like a brain fart right there. Wow. Buckner, look, I'm gonna say this. Buckner in 2019, he didn't have him doing that shit. Buckner, thank you.
And we called
third does to me. But Buckner basically did not have him doing the same stunts. He said, no, fuck that. We're going to run something else. And you saw it. Because the stuff that you saw in 2019 from that D-line is definitely not what you're seeing what you saw in 2020. And yes, Kevin pointed it out. They did none of that in 2020.
Come on and do that.
They had them crashing inside. They were out of place for run stops.
That crashing inside shit just really ate me up.
So much.
Oh my god! Not only did it just eat me up, it's part of a large issue that you saw in the run game, because teams would load up double tights on a particular side. Sometimes it was Cleveland Farrell, sometimes it was Max Crosby, and wait for them to come pinching in. And the two tight ends would almost always get a free release on the second level, and you would have the whole outside lane to just run through. And that's why you saw a lot of running backs getting a lot of free yards, and I think it was 4 weeks in a row that teams were running outside zones on them, doubling up the tight ends, doing the same thing over and over again, running 150, almost 200 yards on the Raiders.
It was it was gut wrenching.
It was bad, and you know, a lot of people will critique us for what we say about what we see on this show, but I encourage any one of you to put on the tape and go back and look, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. Crosby was another one where it got Crosby was quarterbacks breaking, contain, and getting around him to keep plays alive so that they could throw the ball downfield or gain positive yardage where he should have been getting a sack because he was crashing down on the edge instead of getting upfield and keeping contained in order to force everything back towards his help.
So, like I said, these guys that we have right now are a lot better than what we think they are. You have a better coach. I like Rod Marinelli as their D-line coach because if you look at his track record, all his D linemen have done excellent. Now, if you notice, when Rod Marinelli finally had a chance to like really work with something, I say from the Dolphins game and then the Broncos game, the D-line looked way better than before. He managed to run a little bit of what he could run, but still dabbed a little implications of what Gunther had him running, but things that work. I don't think Marinelli is on any hot seat this year. I think Marinelli is fine. I think these guys will respond once again.
Not only is I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
off.
Oh,
you're good. Yeah, you're
good. Not only is Marinelli not on a hot seat, if I recall correctly, part of the condition of Gus Bradley's hire was keeping Marinelli on staff.
See, a lot of people don't remember some of the history with this. Bradley, Marinelli, they were all in Tampa Bay, bro.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. I believe they were in Tampa at the same time.
Yep, they all were in Tampa. And you know they had that big, nasty defense in Tampa Bay. They were them big-ass linemen in Tampa Bay. They said, boy, you smell like licorice. But
dirty bunch back in the day when I played. Joe, back to you.
And the thing about it is the guys he's gotten back, they've done a damn good job, and they got a ring to show for it. And I say this, bro, I'm just so hyped with Gus Bradley being our defensive coordinator, man. I'm hyped. I haven't had a smile on my face on time talking about defense.
For everybody who said, but the defense, this one's for you. Said Gus Bradley.
Smile this big. The defense.
Show them all them pearly whites you got.
But okay, so the only
Really,
problem
dog?
I have with
Really, dog?
Marinelli.
Really, Joe? That's what we're gonna do.
Hold on. I'm gonna be real, bro. Yo, Marinelli, that man he's in some great fucking shape, man. I'm telling you.
That man is a Marine. Semper Fi, member of the Corps, few and the proud. You could hope to be as active as he is at his age. You could hope.
Let me tell you something. Rob Marinelli is Cotton Hill, bruh. But he got his shins. All right? He killed 50 men.
Now go ahead. Go ahead. This is your story. I'm just listening. I'm along for the ride like everybody else.
So y'all put some respect on Rob Marinelli's name, man. Shit, he's been doing this shit for a long time. He knows what he's doing. He brings a lot to the table. I know I'm a damn fool for that one. Shit. But every time I always looked at Rob Marinelli, I just always thought, damn, he really is Cotton Hill.
Really wants to just call him Sarge.
Hank's wife? Where my sausages at? All right. Moving on. Yo, so like I think I said a few things earlier during the week. Damon Arnett and this whole battle for that slot position for the nickel slot position. It's a battle going on. You're wondering where Damon Arnett is. Can he fit in and try to take that spot? But then you're hearing about Nate Hobbs, and then you're also hearing about Nevin Lawson. So when you're hearing about these guys, you're just like, is your first round pick really about to get beat out by a later round pick and the Dollar General version of DJ Hayden?
The Dollar General version. And
I'm just saying, man.
And the answer to that is really up to Damon Arnett, because Bradley spoke highly of him, spoke well of him, said that he was coming in, getting underneath Casey's wing, learning from him, trying to get there, came in shape, came in a little bigger, came in looking the part. Now he's got to go out there and act it, play like it, and show what he can do. All of this, he has the talent. I like him better, and some people say I must be out my damn mind, but I like him better in man coverage than I do zone. I do not like him in zone coverage. I don't think that he plays zone very well.
I'm just gonna be real. I'm about to say like John Davis. Look, after watching the past 2 seasons of Nevin Lawson, I'm sorry, bro. I'd rather see Nate Hobbs or Arnett get this. I really want Arnett to show that I can get out of this, because this is what it really looks like. It really looks like he's in the doghouse, bro.
It really does, and coupled with the fact that they drafted Nate Hobbs, another one of Lovey's guys, another one of those fabulous Tampa coordinators. It's not looking good.
No, it's not.
It's not looking good for them.
He's really going to have to fight. I mean, he's really going to have to fight for his life.
And he should. Don't get me wrong. Nobody should be comfortable on this football team. This football team hasn't won anything. This football team hasn't produced consistently. Nobody on this defense or offense, for that matter, should be comfortable with their jobs. Excuse me, I take that back. Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs. Only two guys who should be comfortable with their jobs. And Josh Jacobs should only be comfortable as long as he's healthy. Because if he's not healthy, they got a back waiting right in the wings to step in and take over. And 3 years of being injured, I don't care how good you are, he can't get paid.
Yeah. Oh, and don't forget, bro, I'm still going to say that Colt Miller's safe as well.
He just got paid, so I would very much agree with that. That he ain't going nowhere because financially they are committed to him, and that's all you can ask for in this business.
Because what was this would be year 4 for him.
5 actually.
No, this year 4. So 2018, 19, 20. Yeah. So it was smart the way they got him and got it straightened out. And, you know, his extension was set up where, you know, I think he's still part. I think he's still part on the rookie deal. And then it goes right into that new contract. But Arnett, he's really going to have to step up. He's going to have to show that the guy you saw last year is gone. The guy that had the bumpy road and had the mistakes, I learned from it, and I'm willing to get what I need to do for this year. So, I mean, other than that, Phil, and oh yeah, forgot a little update. Theo Riddick retired today.
What are we gonna do?
Oh Theo, what thou Theo be? And he's not going to be the first. Because actually, come to think about it, Jake Butt retired just today as well. So,
yeah, but he retired for medical reasons and not those particular medical reasons.
Oh, it was fun. Okay, all right.
It was his knees, losing that battle with his
knees. Yeah, he did take some shots to those knees, even going back from when he was at Michigan.
That's he tried to battle through that, but just never fully made it through to the other side.
Yeah. Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you this: when you go through certain injuries like that, you want to be able to walk on your own. You want to be able to walk normally. You don't want to have to be getting knee surgery and getting this, that, and having to take that, and just that whole list of drama for your life.
Yeah, when you get knee replacements in your 20s and 30s, life is not going to be kind to you.
Hell no. I know one guy. He hit what 32 now. He already had a knee replacement.
Not gonna be good for him in 10 years. Woo. Feel bad in 20 when he needs another knee replacement.
Yeah, but hey, best of luck. The other thing I'm going to say is this: Jalen Richard. To wrap this up, I'm going to ask you the probability. We're going to do a little probability.
We would just like to talk to Jalen Richard, to be honest with you. Aside from what Phil's talking about, I'd just like to get his thoughts and hear it straight from him, from the man himself. I mean, we could get real unfiltered. We could just keep it player and just and really come at him straight up. Be like, look, when it comes to pain, you will take anything to manage that pain so that you can go out and play without any type of research into what it is. You just, hey, will it get me back out there? I'm good. But a pandemic vaccine is where you draw, not only where you draw the line, but where you are willing to mess up, to interrupt your own money getting for your beliefs. Now, I applaud a man who is strong enough with his conviction and his beliefs to walk away from money. I definitely do, but at the same time, like, yo, that's a lot of money to be walking away from.
That's what, $3.5 million?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, what's the likelihood of him not playing?
$2.5 million from somebody else, and I'm gonna say that that's very low.
But what's the likelihood of him not playing this year?
If he doesn't get vaccinated, it's going to be probably right around the same likelihood as you and I.
Damn. Hey, what can I say? If your job asks you to do something, sometimes you got to do it. Or you
take a walk.
Yeah. And I'm starting to see this happen more and more. Even my job, Lily asked us.
Everywhere. Walmart's and someplace else is now demanding that their workers be vaccinated or they can hit the road.
Shit, Netflix said the same thing.
Said people are not. It's you got it. Employers provide a safe place to work, and they can't do it if everybody's not vaccinated, and it becomes a liability issue for them. Because if I got to go to work because my employer is making me show up, and then I get sick from COVID, I'm suing. I don't give a fuck.
But hey, like I said, you got choices, you got decisions to make, and if you love your money, you know what you got to do.
It's a simple decision. It doesn't hurt bad. You feel a prick for only a second, and so far, Lord has blessed me, and I'm good health, haven't caught COVID. Yeah. Work in the general public, never stopped working throughout this whole pandemic.
Same. On the front lines of things. Just madness. But other than that, Phil, I mean, hey, I'm pretty satisfied from what I'm hearing, but the one thing I cannot wait for is when they put them pads on.
When football becomes football. And I am anxiously anticipating the scrimmage with the Rams so that we can finally actually get a gauge on what exactly is happening.
We're going to get a gauge about that O-line. We're going to know about our D-line.
Gonna find out about this secondary because Matthew Stafford and those wide receivers are going to test him.
Yeah, because he doesn't have his running back. So we're going to be seeing a lot of passes being thrown out that way. So we want to see how Casey Hayward and Mullen doing on the outside, who's playing the slot, how Morrow and Abram, how they're going to end up doing, how linebackers are going to be doing, Littleton and Morrow and Kwiatkowski. So it's going to be interesting when we get that scrimmage.
Yes, sir.
Other than that, we're going to wrap it up. It's Friday. I want everybody to enjoy the weekend, have a safe one. But remember, subscribe to the Unfiltered Truth YouTube page. We greatly appreciate if you guys do it. Subscribe to our page. It'll be a big help, be a big boost for us. I know some folks, they work on the weekends. If you're just missing the show or you're just hearing the show, it will be uploaded on Spotify. So I have all the episodes up on Spotify as well from this week. You can catch it on iHeartRadio. It'll be on iTunes. It'll be on Google Play Podcasts. I'm trying to think where else. Oh, yes. You can go on the unfilteredtruth.com and listen to the show and watch the show. And you can look up on some of our articles. I know my boy Phil Robinson Well, we kind of just joined back with the Raider Ramble where we started at. You know, we're doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So catch out our content. We'll be putting it up for you guys.
Share it, spread it with everybody. Everybody who sees it is more money for me, and I need to get paid.
Yeah, we on that level now. We gotta get paid. All right.
Get paid. I got to get some mines.
I'm about to start wearing that shirt. I need money. Y'all want me to get the grill? I need money. Cause like I'm gonna start doing like the Jameis Winston. You know how he did with the fingers? Be like,
listen, I'm gonna start passing them Joel Osteen plates around.
Now you a fool for that shit. But you gonna be like this?
Come friends, except for you. Y'all need to stay out there in the storm. I ain't got no money for me.
What you don't stop. But other than that, that's the end of our show. You guys have a great weekend. Be safe. God bless. I'm Phil.
So am I.
The Unfiltered Truth. We out.